Well, Bob, first of all, congrats on the Eclipse Award last week for Citizen Bull. One of 3 runners you have in Saturday's Robert B. Lewis. How has the 2-year-old champion developed since the Breeders' Cup Juvenile?
I see a big change in him. He's grown, he's filled out, he looks really healthy, he looks fantastic, and I think he's coming in the race really well, so I'm excited and I'm proud of him that there's nothing like, getting an Eclipse champion. They're hard to get, and for him to get one, I was happy for all the owners, all the clients, and everybody involved, so it's always fun to get a champion.
They all look to be having a good time there in Florida at the awards. A nice work last weekend as well from Citizen Bull, 59 flat over the 5 furlongs. How ready do you think he is for a big run first off the bench?
I think he's doing well. He's the kind of horse, he's a heavier type horse, needs a little bit more work. Some horses don't need as much, but I think I've had him pretty tight for this, for coming off the bench, so I expect a good run out of him.
Nice. Rodriguez recorded some pretty impressive figs when winning the last out. Did you expect that performance, and how's he been doing since that?
Now, he's doing really well. I feel that the Authentics, they're going to be late bloomers like the sire was, and he's getting better. He's a kind of horse that he's just starting to fill out. He's growing. He's still not there yet. I think this race will set him up for the next one, but he's a pretty nice horse too. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he won. You just don't know what their style is going to be. We have a lot of horses in there sort of have the same style, so these jockeys are going to have to work out a trip, and it's all finding out right now is, what do they like, how they want to run, and sometimes it takes a race or two to find out, what the horse really is happy or doing, and so we'll probably learn a lot from this prep.
A son of one of your Derby winners, Authentic, does he remind you much of his dad?
Yeah, well, he's pretty fast. I think his last race was pretty impressive, and I think he's going to get a lot better. I think Authentics they came out a little slow, but they're starting to come around. I see a lot of Authentics now. They're starting to come around, and so. But like I said, he was very immature himself, Authentic. And I had him at Del Mar, and I had him there for about a week, and I sent him back. I said, he's not ready yet. He's still a child, But he really, by the summertime, he really blossomed.
Right, okay, so exciting times for Rodriguez too. Let's see if he can take after his dad, named after too, that great singer from Detroit, Rodriguez. Have you ever seen that movie, Searching for Sugar Man?
I've not seen it yet, but Tom Ryan actually, he named him Rodriguez, and it's funny, like I'll see people when he won, they'll say, hey, what was he named after? And there's one guy that runs the Winter Circle Security, and his name is Rodriguez. Also, I says, he's named after you, dude. He's named after every Rodriguez out there.
Love it. Your third runner, Madaket Road, got a lot of experience when breaking his maiden last out. How do you think that'll serve him here on Saturday?
Yeah, I really didn't like running all 3 of them in there, but I need to get races into them, and allowance races don't feel here in California, so you have to run when you're able to run. I liked his race. I mean, he came off the pace, and so I think the pace is going to be pretty hot, because I think Citizen Bull, I know there's another horse in there, speed horses, and Rodriguez is fast, so I don't know what's going to happen there, but I think if there's a horse that, you never know until the gate comes open, So I let those riders ride their own race, and we'll see what happens.
Frankie Dettori takes over from JJ. Could this be Frankie's Derby runner, perhaps, Bob?
Yeah, well, Frankie, this will probably be the first horse I put him on since he's been back, So it's good to have him around in town. So, he's one of the all-time greats.
So very similar ownership group for all 3 of those horses in the Robert B. Lewis. Is it a safe bet for them to book their accommodation for the first week in May in Louisville yet, or still?
No, I would. You're trying to jinx my horses. That's poison. That's rat poison.
Okay.
All right, quit trying to poison my horses. The thing is, you really don't know until the last prep.
Right.
How you stand, and the last prep tells you what kind of chance you have in the Derby. And until then, right now, this is preseason right now. trying to get him going. We don't think about the points. The points, you get them in the last prep. So hopefully everything goes well and they come out of it well, and we'll find out more about them.
One other question about your Derby contenders. Most recent Kentucky Derby future wager, Barnes, backed into 6-1 favouritism. I was just talking to Jimmy about it a second ago. Are the horse players getting ahead of themselves a little bit at this stage as well, Bob?
Well, I still think he's an unknown. That's why, he went to Churchill. He broke his maiden there. First time out, ship, had a tough trip, but he got it done. He found the wire, 5.5 furlongs. Came back, won a race here, looked, impressive. So I think he's a very nice horse, and hopefully he's going to get better than that. He hasn't gone 2 turns yet. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't, but until they do it. But he's just a very exciting horse. He was a $3.2 million horse, and beautiful specimen of a horse. And his mother's by American Pharoah, one of the best horses I ever trained. So it's one of those things where, he's got the pedigree to do it. He's got the looks, and now he has to, when he goes long, then we'll know more about it.
A lot of exciting horses that we'll be following over the next couple of months. Bob, I should ask you too about a couple of Kentucky Oaks contenders running around on Sunday. 10-mile Cipriani, both last out winners. How do you assess their chances?
Yeah, 10-mile is doing really well. She didn't run well here in the Oakleaf, and that's why I passed on the Breeders' Cup. But and she came back, ran a big race at Los Alamitos. She's doing really well. I expect her to run a good race. I think Cipriani, she's still immature, doesn't know what's going on. This is going to be a big step up for her, but I think she's a kind of filly that's still not there yet, but I need races into her. I would have preferred an allowance race for her, but there's none here, so you just have to run where you're capable, where it's the only place to run. So, but I think in time, I'm trying to get her to the Kentucky Oaks, hopefully, and I think seems like that kind of filly, so hopefully she'll get there.
All right, well, a big weekend of racing ahead here at Santa Anita, Bob. We wish you and your team and all the connections the best of luck. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.